What is going on? What is up? I will let this video, I will let you people come in. If you are seeing this right now, there's a good chance you're watching this on a recording or something like that. Is just archived. I'm doing a live stream, all the video updates or uploads for today. Big slate, couple of slates actually. They broke it down actually properly this time with a 5-game slate and 8-game slate. The audio might be weird, but that's because I'm recording from my laptop like I usually do, and it is working to upload the video, so it's like actually you can hear the motor running. So if the audio is poor, I apologize for that. It is a live stream, so whoever is in here right now and wants to ask me questions on whatever it is, the MLB, overall daily fantasy, what food I like, sports teams, or what we're looking at right now, the NBA slate today, anything you want, feel free to just drop the questions in. The back-to-backs and things like that I have not filled out, so there are probably teams on back-to-backs today outside of just Milwaukee. I know Brooklyn's not playing, so that's there's only 4 teams that played yesterday. Brooklyn, the Sixers, and the Sixers played Chicago. So no, Milwaukee is the only team on a back-to-back. So, okay, that's good. I did get that right. I'm just quickly doing it. So, any questions that anybody has, feel free right now to ask them, because I am here, and I am going to be here for probably... Hopefully, I usually say only 20 minutes once the video uploads, but probably a half hour or so. So any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Let's chat. I'll let people come in here. Usually takes a little while. I don't even know if we have anybody watching yet. One person in the chat right now. Cool. That usually fills up. We usually get around 20 to 40. That's a wide range. 30 to 40, I should say. So any questions, let me have them. I imagine Awesemo is probably live right now. So people are probably there, which is where you should be if you're looking for baseball or even basketball breakdowns. Very good content. So, what is up? What is going on? Drop down in the chat with any questions that you may have or may not have. What's going on, Wayne? How you doing? Yeah, any questions you have on this slate. So I'll just start to talk about it. I'm covering the 8-game slate. I'll probably play the 5-game slate, but it's just easier to look at the 5-game slate afterwards. Focus on breaking down the 8-game slate for everybody. Like I said, if you're just joining, good morning, Adrian. What's going on? Hi, Wayne, again. What is going on, everybody? DMV in the house. What does that mean? What does that mean? Like you're at the DMV? DMV in the house. Maybe I'm missing something. But yeah, awesome. Nice. Go get your license. Drive a car. But yeah, let's just say best value of the day. I think the best value of the day, there's a couple. There's probably Trey Lyles, do cash. Best value of the day for cash, probably Mason Plumlee, 4,700, I believe. He's also just going to start at the 5. He was already playing mid-20s in minutes, even with Millsap and Jokic getting around 30 minutes a game. Millsap's coming down more so as of late. But Mason Plumlee, 4,700. I haven't projected for 32 minutes, but that's probably low. Because think about it this way. I talked about it in the video. There's now probably 64 minutes to go around between Jokic sitting, for the bigs, right? You also have Murray out. But between Jokic sitting and Millsap sitting, there's about 64 minutes to go around today. Plumlee was already playing 24 or so. I imagine he gets 8 at the very minimum, probably closer to 10. You're going to have Trey Lyles, who was playing only around 6 or 7 minutes. He'll probably get the biggest bump, closer to 30 minutes. I haven't projected for 32 today. You're going to get Hernan Gomez, going to get a bump from his 10 minutes or less a game to closer to low 20s. Torrey Craig should see a bigger bump because of the Murray news. So yeah, the biggest values, all the value today, or at least all the viable value in my opinion today, the majority of it is coming from this Denver team. There's just so many minutes going around. There is right now close to 100 overall minutes of starting minutes going around. And there's viable players to take those minutes. Monty Morris, viable player. I already mentioned Trey Lyles and Mason Plumlee, very viable players. Turn those sounds off. You're going to get Will Barton to see now, instead of mid to high 20s, closer to low to mid 30s in minutes. You're going to get Gary Harris playing mid 30s in minutes or close to it. There's just a lot of good players who are now getting increased opportunities in minutes, and they're not priced for it. So by far, $3,100 trade. Lyles is nice. $3,600 Torrey Craig I can get behind, but not as much as I like Mason Plumlee at $47. $4,000 I believe Gary Harris is way too cheap. And then more value, Grayson Allen should get more run. Again, he played 26, averaged over a point per minute in the last game. There's still no Nito. There's still no Dante Exum's done for the year. Still no Ricky Rubio. He's the only point guard out there if we're not going to consider the fact that Joe Ingles and Donovan Mitchell can play point guard. What's up, guy? Anybody jumping off the paper today, says Kevin Jones. Yeah, in terms of value, it's those guys. The guys I just listed. Everybody on the freaking Denver team is jumping off his value. Grayson Allen provides somewhat value today. There's a ton that I'll get to. I talk about in the video itself. This value allows you to get, even Mario Hezonja, 5,600. all those guards are still out, and even if Dennis Smith Jr. plays, I imagine he's coming off the bench and playing 20 minutes or so. So Hazonia should still start at point guard, and he's not a type of guy who is scared of taking a shot and driving. He will not pass the ball. I don't think he triple dubs again, but 5,600 I think is still a fine price for him. Lots of guys here. Lots of guys that are nice. The Sacramento-New Orleans game in its own right, there's too cheap of players. They're not as value in terms of 3,000-4,000, but you're getting cheap players in terms of you're getting Sacramento below 7K De'Aaron Fox against New Orleans in a huge pace-up spot. You're getting below 7K Buddy Hield here. There's a lot of nice spots. 5-game slate has more value today, I believe, says Adrian. Yeah, I haven't broke down the 5-game slate at all. I haven't really looked into it. I think the more value is by far in the 8-game slate, though, which is me really talking without having anything to back it up. But I would say just based on Denver, you're going to get way more value in the 8-game slate than the 5-game slate. I'm looking at the 5-game slate right now. Oh, Brooklyn is playing. Okay. So that's a back-to-back. I'm looking at the 5-game slate right now, and off the top of my head, Cleveland, I don't know where the value comes from. I know Tristan Thompson's not there, so Kevin Love, if he doesn't play, Larry Nance. San Antonio, unless news comes out, no. Minnesota, unless news comes out, no. OKC, unless news comes out, no. Detroit, unless news comes out, no, with Blake Griffin back. Charlotte, sure, you can get your Frank Kaminsky value, but I don't think it's great. You really want Corey Joe and Tyreek value? I don't think that's the greatest. Brooklyn, maybe there's value in terms of pricing, haven't looked. Memphis, yeah, you have now DeLon Wright priced up and potentially a valuable Joakim Noah if he plays. And then Dallas, yeah, there's value in the Dallas game, but they're all dust. I think by far the value's in the 8-game slate, not the 5-game slate, and I don't think it's particularly close. And as it should be, there's 3 more games in the slate, 6 more teams to choose from. Top GPP value, says John Gordon. I have no idea. I can't answer that. I haven't even built a lineup yet. I've just been looking overall. I don't know. I don't know what ownership looks like, so I really can't speak on that. Right now, the best values on the slate are in Denver, maybe Grayson Allen, but really the best values are in Denver. You have a JaMychal Green for the Clippers, who should play, for Gallinari, who's doubtful, but Denver is where the value all is. Probably 4 of the best 8 value plays on the slate, if not 5 of the best 8, if not 6 of the best 8 are in Denver today. They have 100 minutes, pretty much. 33 from Murray, 33 to 34 from Jokic, and then 32-ish or 30, whatever you want to give Paul Millsap's average minutes. That's around 100 minutes, 95 minutes for starter minutes just gone today. And it's not the worst of matchups, especially when you factor in that Enes Kanter is now the center and not Yusuf Nurkic. McCollum is back, though, so that hurts a little bit for the guards. Delaware, Maryland, Virginia. No, nice. I think that's what he said. Best studs, DK Cash. Studs, I don't really know. Donovan Mitchell has a great matchup. I haven't looked too much into the stud side. Look, James Harden, if you can get to him, he's fantastic, but he's expensive, but you can get there based on the value. But it's an 18.5-point spread. I really don't think that James Harden plays 35 minutes today, and I don't usually factor blowouts, but with 2 games left in the year, an 18.5-point spread against Josh Jackson and the rest of the G League on Phoenix, it's scary. He is by far my favorite stud if I knew he was playing 35 minutes because I can get to him, and he's projected for 65 points if he plays 35 minutes for me. Giannis, obviously, if he plays his full run, the obvious studs are the ones that I want to go to. Vooch, 9,600, no real interest because I think there's much better big options in the mid and low range. I don't see a ton of good value or a ton of good stud options outside of the obvious, Giannis and James Harden, and they both have big question marks today. Harden, does he play full minutes because this game shouldn't be anywhere close? At half, I wouldn't be shocked if they're up 30. And Giannis, because he sat yesterday, and what's the need for him to play today against Atlanta? I like Eric Bledsoe a ton, not a stud, but 7,200. I love him. If Giannis is out, he quickly becomes one of my favorite plays on the slate. Yeah. Good morning. What's going on? Daily Fantasy. What's going on? The cash line. Jamie St. Patrick. Who's the best point guard and shooting guard plays for the day? Look, I don't know yet. Like in terms of best, that's making me pick one player when it is 10:30 in the morning and we haven't had news and I haven't built a single lineup. I gave you the values that are standing off the page. It's Denver. It's a little bit of Grayson Allen. It's JaMychal Green. You could probably find some more in some of these other games. If Jordan McRae sits and Bradley Beal is going to be playing less minutes. Jason Randall, he's dust. I'd rather play all the guys in Denver, but he opens up value. Phoenix, there continues to be value. A lot of dusty value, but it's there. I think the viable value is in Denver, and I would not be mad to have 3 guys on Denver in my lineup today by any means. Like, not even all. I would not be upset with that at all. Stud options, and we can go to just overall DraftKings salaries because on this sort of slate, there's not a ton of stud options to choose from that you feel good about, right? Harden and Giannis, obviously, but like I said, the question marks are there. Vooch, 9,600, sure, that's fine. He should play 32 to 34 minutes. Has not been playing those 34 minutes, though, as of late. Been playing closer to 32. Tough matchup, but if Baines is going to start at the 5, not as tough of a matchup, I would say. Jokic is out. Lillard is 9,200, which is a fair price, but McCollum's back, and the defense with no Murray is a little bit better, so Lillard's okay, but no interest there, dire interest. Rudy Gobert, finally priced right, gets the Lakers 9K. I like Gobert. I like him a lot. I haven't built a lineup yet. Do I want to spend 9K on Rudy Gobert, whose ceiling is pretty much where he's been playing right now? Rudy Gobert rarely scores 50 points or more, and that's fine. If you get 45 out of him, you might be okay with that at 9K. I'm not so much. Steph's fine. KD, I don't really want an 8,800. Steph doesn't scream off the page at me. Irving doesn't. Beal, 8,700. You can't play him. He's playing 30 minutes a game. Randall's nice. So, I mean, I dropped down all the way to here, where I like Donovan Mitchell and Julius Randle, just off first look. And then, obviously, these two upper guys right here. But I don't even know if Giannis plays, and James Harden just a little bit difficult. Harden right now, I would say, is my favorite stud, and it's easy to say that, but there's just no real other studs with Jokic out and McCollum back and Vooch 9,600 against Boston. It's just not screaming anything to me. There's not a lot of stud value. There's not a lot of crazy plays on this slate in terms of paying up options. Doing a great job. Thank you, Cashline. Appreciate that. Early Buddy versus Fox. In terms of who I like more, Buddy versus Fox, it's going to be Fox because he's a point guard. I think they're both great. But it's going to be Fox because he's a point guard. He just gets way more usage. And point guards in pace-up spots are much better plays, in my opinion. But they're both great. Like, they both grade out very similar for me. If I go to the projections, which, drop the plug, you can get the projections on Patreon. If I go to the projections early on, and these projections are nowhere near final. I sent the first one out for all the patrons, patrons, but I would not be shocked if... So I have them pretty much both at 40 points. Buddy Hield is projected for a half a point more right now than De'Aaron Fox for me. But that is if you put Buddy Hield at 34 minutes and you put Fox at 33 minutes. So pretty much where I think they should be at today. Do both slates, yo, says Donovan. Donovan, it is Sunday. I am a one-man show. I just spent 2 hours plus researching the 8-game slate, putting together all my spreadsheets, and then just spent close to an hour total making the video for the 8-game slate. I wish I could do both slates. I can't. I'd have to put another 2 hours in today on a Sunday, and that's not what I want to do at all. So, I can't, Donovan. Zizic is a good play if Thompson's out. Yeah, I haven't looked much at Zizic. Like I said, I haven't looked at the 5-game slate at all, so he could be. I don't know what his price is. I don't think that Zizic playing today is anywhere near the same value as Trey Lyles and Mason Plumlee are on the 8-game slate. I don't even think it's close. I take those guys 100 times over 100 over Zizic in the spots when they're both going to be playing more minutes than Zizic today, and they're both much more productive and probably have a better matchup. I don't know who Cleveland plays today, so maybe I'm lying, but Enes Kanter is by no means scaring me, and neither is Aminu. Best studs FanDuel. Yeah, I have no idea. I haven't looked at FanDuel. I did my FanDuel, I guess. It's going to be the same guys, but I don't know what the pricing is. I play FanDuel once every 2 months. I think FanDuel is not terrible, but Draftkings is just where I've always played. And I don't like the no late swap on FanDuel. The drop's interesting. Yikes, Rudy Gobert is 10-6. I don't even know how you begin to try and play that. Donovan Mitchell priced up at 9,600. Obviously a better play on Draftkings. And the video is uploaded. Yeah, I think Mitchell's fine. There's not much on FanDuel that looks great, though. I think Harden, if you can get to him. Giannis is just, Jesus Christ, 13K. 46 of you in here. What's going on? Why is there so many people on a Sunday? Like I said, if the audio sucks, it's because the video is finishing uploading, so my computer is doing the heavy work right now. What else we got here? Would you stack on Denver to get a pay-up, and who's best pay-up options today? Yeah, I just spent a little while. Look, I'm fine playing 3 guys from Denver. You could talk me into 4. Probably won't go there, though, but 3 guys on Denver is fine. I love Plumlee. I love Plumlee. Lyles, I love at 3,100. I don't know how you get away from that. I think Monty Morris, if he starts with the point guard's fine. Gary Harris is clearly fine. You can throw darts at $3,600 Torrey Craig. Every single person on this Denver team today is in play. Even Hernan Gomez at mid price should see 20 minutes to 20. I don't even know. We haven't had a situation where 3 of their starters are out. I can project the minutes as much as I want, but I don't really know once you get past 5 or 6 guys. Best pay-up options, it's Harden. The spread is very scary, but there's not a lot of pay-up options on this slate. It's as simple as that. I'm looking at all of them right here. Jokic is out. Vooch is 9,600. You can go there and feel confident about it, but his ceiling is pretty much in the 50s. It's Giannis and Harden. If Giannis plays and he goes full run against Atlanta, he's the best pay-up option. And you know Harden's playing against Phoenix, but that spread scares me a little bit more. Lillard, I don't really want much of, but he's fine now that his price is down, but McCollum is back. Rudy Gobert is priced right, but for 9K, the ceiling is very limited. Gobert is much more likely to get you 45 today, a far majority of the time, than to get you 55 or 60, even against the Lakers. Steph and KD, I prefer Steph out of those two. Julius Randle, I do think is fine today, especially if Davis sits. But then after that, there's not much. I don't want Kyrie today at 87, although it is a good price. I don't want it. Beal is only going to play 30 minutes. Trae Young, there's a very good chance he sits. Devin Booker's out. Like, the pay-up options quickly become the mid-range, right? With guys being injured and potentially resting, and Beal on limited minutes. I think if we're talking 8K and above, Mitchell I like, Julius Randle I like Gobert, but don't want to die to get to him because he is 9K. And then Giannis and Harden. And yeah, I think stacking Denver is fine if you're talking about getting 3 guys from it. I'm fine with that. You think McCollum is back today? If he plays, he's a good play. Yeah, he is back, Adrian. He's already listed probable. He's back. Kaminsky up or down? Courtney Lee or Burke? Ooh, yikes. I don't think you need to go to Courtney Lee. I'd rather prefer Burke. I know Lee played well in the last game. What's his price? He's probably still in the 3K range, right? $3,100. Oh, that's Damian Lillard. Yeah, I'm not on that 5-game slate. That's why. But what is his price? Courtney Lee's price. I was gonna say I'd rather have the Denver guys, but I'm not. They're not on that slate, so. Yeah, I can't really speak too confidently on this 5-game slate. I'm going to go break down into that after this is done. I can't speak too confidently on it. I can show you the target offense. I can show you the injuries, but I have not broken it down the same way I have the 8-game slate for obvious reasons. Give him some thumbs up for doing this for us for free. Thaddeus Presley says, I appreciate that, Thaddeus. Yeah, hopefully I can do this for free as long as possible. And then somebody will come along and be like, hey, Sal, keep doing your thing, and we'll give you some money to talk about our company, because that'd be great. Stack Denver and figure out the rest. I think that's a very fair way to start, and I think that that's a very viable way to start. They're cheap. They're going to be productive. They're going to play a ton of minutes, and these are guys that we were dying to play when only Millsap was out earlier in the year, in Trey Lyles and Plumlee. And now we get no Millsap, and we get no Jokic, and then obviously Murray for the guard situation. We're in here trying to make this money, says Will Cook. Sure are. So Kaminsky, Will, on your question on Kaminsky, yeah, I think he's fine. I think Kaminsky's fine. But again, haven't broken down this slate. Indy versus Brooklyn, that's interesting. Miles Plumlee or Miles Turner, nice matchup. What about Spalding? Yeah, Spalding, no real interest for me. Rashawn Holmes, if Rashawn Holmes is back, Spalding, no real interest for me. No real interest in, or some interest in Rashawn Holmes. Spalding. God damn it, I keep going to the wrong slates. Rashawn Holmes is questionable, so if he's out, Spalding becomes in play. If not, Spalding should go back to playing high teens. 4,300, price came up quick on him, wow. Yeah, so I mean, compared to Spalding, if Rashawn Holmes is out, it's fine. He's blowout proof. I still prefer Mason Plumlee. I still prefer Trey Lyles, probably, if Rashawn Holmes is in. If not, it becomes much closer. Loving the live chat right now. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. A lot of people in here. It's awesome. Is Giannis going to play? Ty, I have no idea. Your thoughts are as good as mine. Eileen, no. Sat out yesterday. They're playing Atlanta. What's the need for him to play today? So Eileen, no. The only thing would be if they're trying to solidify him as the MVP, which I think is already by far solidified. Eileen, Giannis, no. But right now I have him in because that's all I can do. If Giannis is out, I love Eric Bledsoe. Like, by so much, I love Eric Bledsoe. No problem, Will. Hit that like button for Sal. Yeah, thank you, Cashline. Appreciate that. Thoughts on JaMychal Green? Yeah, I think JaMychal Green's fine. I have him projected for 26 minutes today. Gallinari is doubtful today. I think JaMychal Green makes a ton of sense against Golden State. It's not a great matchup. It's not a terrible matchup. If he gets 26 minutes at 4,300, he's another viable option play. He's going to get a ton of rebounds. He has very good double-double upside. No problem, Jamie. Yeah, just keep firing the questions away. There's 53 of you in here. What's going on? If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. Let me just start to upload this video. I think it went up, so I'll do that while I'll answer any questions. We'll do a little multitasking here. We got some DraftKings, NBA, DFS. It's Sunday. What up? 4-7 picks. Yeah, just ask any of your questions and just bear with me while I upload all the stuff that you're supposed to upload. Putting Harden on the cover because I don't want to go and cut out a Mason Plumlee right now. 60 ladies and gents in here. What is going on? If you're catching the live stream for the first time, I've been doing this as the video uploads as of late. I enjoy it. It adds a lot to the mornings, but it's fine. It's fun. I like actually interacting because I haven't been able to, just with school and other things, just later in the day. You're watching the behind the scenes YouTube. What site has the best quarter contest? That's a good question. Does FanDuel still have you can max out with 150 lineups the 25 center? I don't know. Like I can't answer that. That would be the chat, Andrew, trying to help you. The quarter contests are 20 max on DK. I like those for $5 instead of playing a $5 head-to-head. I could put 20 lineups into a tournament with the ability to win. Some nights I think it's like $600. So I like the $5. Jesus Christ, it's like stuck on my arm, this shirt. This is not good. Need a $5,500 to $4,700 utility, says Lawrence Jacobs. Damn, Lawrence, you are building early in the day. My friend, I can almost guarantee you that that utility spot and the rest of your lineup will probably change. And if it doesn't change by, I don't know what slate you're playing, 3 o'clock, maybe not as much. But if it doesn't change by then, you might not be winning any money. But 50, what slate, Lawrence? We can take a look. With Jordan healthy, do you think he has an effect on Robinson, says Ty. Ty, I thought, let's look. He's not playing. Yeah, Ty, DeAndre Jordan shut down as far as I know for the season. They might have not made it official. They let him play against the Clippers because that was his former team. He hasn't played in like the last 3 or 4 games. Jordan's not playing for this team. DeAndre, that is. He has no effect on Robinson since he's not playing, in my opinion. Memphis is really priced up. Let me do this. So we can get both slates up on this. What do you think about combo of Westy and Georges on FanDuel, says Elzo. Elzo, I think that's fine, but I don't play FanDuel. I play 99% of the time on DraftKings with a little Yahoo, actually. So I have no idea. Like, I don't know what the prices are over there. I have FanDuel projections, but those are more so because I know what these players do in terms of points per minutes per the sites, but I don't know what the pricing and things like that are. I can't give you a confident answer. If it was DraftKings, I could. Let's open up this 5-game slate. We had a question about Memphis being priced up. I imagine that triple-double 70-point or 69 nice point DeLon Wright is priced up. 7,100 for DeLon Wright. Look, I'll be honest with you. He's priced up, but he's still fine. This guy has been averaging over 40 points, if not now with the 69 outlier. He's got to be averaging close to like 45 points without Mike Conley, who is out again today. $7,100 for DeLon Wright. I don't hate paying that price, especially since there's no Luka today, who is a much better defender than what you're going to get thrown out there in Trey Burke. Let's look at the whole team, though. I imagine Rob came up. Rob's price, not all the way up, although Rob doesn't excite me. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Memphis is that priced up. Like, these guys have been priced up. That's the thing. Like Bruno's price has come down. Rob's price went up $300, as it should. He's the starting center on this team, he play another 30 minutes. And DeLon Wright's price should be in the 7K range. Like, I'm fine still paying $7,100 on a 5-game slate, although I don't know what the rest of the slate looks like, so I can't speak too highly. But a guy playing 30 minutes at the center position today, yeah, he should be $5,600. He should be more. He's still underpriced, in my opinion. Do you like Westbrook or George for DK on this 5-game slate? Yeah, I mean, Westbrook 11-4. If you can get there, I love it. Minnesota, he should shred them apart. Let's go back to here. Overall, the total is nice at 230. The pace is by far the highest. Yeah, Westbrook becomes very fine for me today. And this is good. I'm getting into the 5-game slate. Like I said, I haven't looked at it much. Early, says Lawrence. The early slate, you have 5,500 to 4,700 left. Let's take a look. For utility. That's a wide gap. You don't really choose anything, I'd imagine. 4,700. Well, he's not going to play. Oh, we got to look in the early slate. I was going to say. Let me just answer that question for Lawrence quick. 4,700. And look, Lawrence, it is way too early to actually take this for gospel. There's 4 hours left, and if one injury news breaks, which there will be more than one, a lot of things change in terms of your entire lineup should. 4,700 to 5,500. Oh wow, yeah, less players in the slate, so there's going to be less options because you're literally working with Justin Jackson. Yuck. You're working without Tristan Thompson, and by out I mean like he's not playing. Bacon at 48, not great. Carroll, not great. Forbes, not great. Dorsey, 5K, meh. Do I really want to go there? He should play big minutes though. Ellington, minutes will be there. Brunson, minutes should be there. Trey Burke, minutes should be there. Frank, 53 is okay. And then you're pretty much done. Seti, White. That's a tough one, Lawrence. I'm looking first look. I'm not looking deep into this at all. We got to see what happens with Kevin Love. If Kevin Love is out, I lean Seti Osman, but I do like White. I think White's still playing 30 minutes. He's going up against Colin Sexton, who is the worst defender in the entire league. The worst defender in the entire league. The worst by far at the point guard position. I think I like White there. But you can talk me into a lot of options. If you want to differentiate your lineup and leave money on the table, Frank Kaminsky makes sense. Slower pace, really tough matchup. So that scares me. Trey Burke, I think he's going to be in a bounce back spot in terms of his ownership. He did this. He sucked. 27 minutes, he just absolutely sucked. He just didn't take enough shots, right? He went 4 for 7, shooting fine. I think that should bounce back. Yeah. I lean Derek White. I think you can go right back to Trey Burke, though. I think you can go to Seti. Yeah. Main slate is just bad. No way I'm playing that slate. Zach, you're talking about the 8-game slate? I haven't tried to build a lineup. I think that the lack of real pay-up options makes it difficult, so it's going to be a mid-range in value. Leaving money on the table is probably fine. The perfect lineup 2 nights ago had $800 left on the table. That's pretty surprising. So, yeah, I can't speak on if it's bad or not, but I do think there's a lot of good value. J.J. Redick, always super effective when one of major starters sits. Do you think he's undervalued on DraftKings? Wait, Philly's not playing today. I don't think he's undervalued because he's scoring dependent. He is number 1 in fantasy in terms of the percentage of his points that come from pure scoring. So anytime you don't get points from peripherals, I don't think you're undervalued. And their prices are usually factoring in one or none of those guys being ruled out. So like yesterday, I'm sure his price was at a point where they thought Joel Embiid was not going to play maybe, so or going to play and Jimmy Butler not, so it's already kind of priced into that. So I don't think he's undervalued by any means. Vooch or Drummond? Those are different slates. Is that FanDuel? Elzo. Is there an all-day slate on FanDuel? Because I don't know the pricing then on Vooch or Drummond. I know they're on separate slates, at least on DraftKings. Courtney Lee says, Zach. Yeah, what's Courtney Lee's price now that we're here? 3,500. Yeah, I imagine on the 5-game slate that's one of the better value options you will find. You can go off of this 1-game sample. I know he started the other game and he got like 17 minutes. I mean, you can go off of this 1-game sample that went super high shooting out and he had the game of his life. I probably don't want to chase it, but I get it. He's $3,500. Elzo says Dragic, question mark. Yeah, no, the Heat don't play today either. So, yeah, Elzo, I don't know what you're talking about. The Heat don't play. Is this a 1-game slate? The Heat play on the 1-game slate, right? Yeah, I can't even make a comment on that because it's a showdown slate. Anybody's on the table. But Elzo, are you talking about? Is there like an all-day slate on FanDuel that I don't know about? Because then that makes more sense. There has to be comparing Drummond and Vooch and then the Heat. There's got to be an all-day slate, right? All day. There you go. Yep. So, you asked Vooch or Drummond. I'll answer that for you then. What is center looking like? And keep this in mind. This is me answering this question for FanDuel. Not playing FanDuel in a while, or even today. Not knowing what the rest of the slate looks like in terms of FanDuel salary. So, it could be none of them. It could be pay down at center, right? You're getting Drummond at 10.5 and Vooch at 97 against Charlotte. I lean Drummond. I like Drummond's matchup. He's going to be more expensive. Vooch should be playing. They're both going to be playing big minutes because they're both still volleying to finish their playoffs. So I lean Drummond there if you can get to it. But again, I don't know if this is a slate where you should pay down at center. I have not built on FanDuel, and I probably will not. Draftkings at 7,200 for a point guard. Against Toronto, not the greatest. Miami needs to win, though. He should be playing pretty big minutes if he continues to start for Winslow. I think you could do better than Draftkings just looking quickly at what the rest of this is. And when you factor in the fact that you're going to get value, insane value in guys like Monty Morris at $4,200. You're going to get insane value. And Monty Morris is a point guard, right? Oh, he's a shooting guard. Okay, so what would the point guards be? Wow. Monty Morris being a shooting guard definitely hurts. Gary Harris is a small forward. What the fuck is wrong with FanDuel? This has to be... I know you can start 2, but hold on. Grayson Allen's a shooting guard too? What is wrong with FanDuel? Damn, you guys really play over here? Can't late swap. They don't even got their positions straight. Yeah, I have no idea on Draftkings. I really don't. I just don't even play it. Drummond. There's an all day on DK? Really? Jermichael Green or Bogdan for cash? Jermichael Green. Play Wiggins versus OKC. Josh Jackson, Cousins, Peyton, or Robinson. Pick one only. On DK, Will Cook. That's close. I'll have to look at the projections. Love will play. Just start thinking like he will. Yeah, I know he's off the injury report, but that doesn't mean they don't have to rest him. Yes, on FanDuel, Jermichael Green. Dragden plays at 12. Dragic plays at 12. There's an all-day on DK. Best bench pick for today. What does that mean? What's a bench pick? All-day slate. Blake Love, question mark. I don't have Blake Love. Is there an all-day slate on DK? I didn't see that when I looked earlier today. Are you sure? Man, you're lying, Zach. There ain't no all-day slate on DK. There's 14 games today. I'm only seeing an 8, a 5, and a 3. If Blake plays, you should play him. Run it back with Kemba. Both of these teams trying to play for the playoffs. Chicago, weak to the 4 and 5. That's also wrong, Zach. Charlotte's not playing for the playoffs. By no means. I do think Detroit definitely is, but well, let's just do this. Yeah, Chicago by no means is making the playoffs. Boogie tonight, yeah, Boogie's in a fantastic spot, as he'll ever be. He's been in some great spots. Even in 26 minutes, there's no reason this guy can't go 1.5 today, point per minute. Blake will play. Yeah, I think Blake will play. I think he's fine. Again, the 5-game slate have not broken into. Yay, Clay and Draymond, yay or nay? I think you could find better Mike on both of those guys, or better options. No all-day slate on DK, yeah, no. Wow, no FanDuel Live, I see. Yeah, Hollins, I don't play FanDuel. Not as much. I mean, I do for NFL and things like that, but not for NBA. There was on RG when I was looking at projections. My bad. No problem. Kick him. Put in play. How's that player coming off the bench? Yeah, Luis. So the best player coming off the bench, like in terms of the 6th man of the year, it's Lou Will. I don't know if that's what you're asking, but yeah, Lou Will. Yeah. No, Zach. I know. Yeah, Charlotte playing for the 8 seed. They might have a 1% chance. Let me look at 538's odds. There's like 2 games left, and they're 2 games behind, and I don't even know if they have tiebreakers. I really don't even know if they're still in it. 538 NBA. I do want to look at this, though, in terms of 538. Because I want to, not even just for Charlotte, I want to see what like Orlando and everybody else's is. All right. Yeah, I mean, they have an 8% chance at the playoffs. So do the Heat. You're going to get the Nets, who pretty much locked it up yesterday. The Magic, who should lock it up today, if not already. Yeah. I get you can say they're still playing for the playoffs, but at 8%, I don't think they were. I don't think they are. If they were playing for the playoffs, I think more players would be in on this team and not sitting it out. No, Kevin, you're fine. Yeah. No, they're on the 5-game slate, which is, I guess, the main slate on FanDuel. Did I say Chicago? Yeah, my bad. Value play, says Thaddeus Brown. What's up, Thaddeus? Value play, all of Denver. Literally 6 guys on Denver. JaMychal Green, too. Value in the mid-range in Sacramento guys in terms of Bagley, Fox, Buddy Hield. Grayson Allen has value. Jay Crowder. No, yeah. When I said Chicago, I was meaning Charlotte. I just misspoke. But Charlotte's not making the playoffs, and I'm pretty sure they know that they're not making the playoffs. Yeah, Drummond, Blake are good plays. Kemba, I mean, in a vacuum, good. I don't know what the 5-game slate looks like. Yeah, I think those players are all fine plays. I just think the narrative of they're both trying to make the playoffs, one's pretty much locked into the playoffs in Detroit. Everything has to go wrong. And one is pretty much locked out of the playoffs. This isn't like as if Brooklyn and Orlando were playing each other 3 days ago, and they were both 60% to make it. Blake, if he plays, yeah, Blake should play. He should, and if Blake plays, Drummond's still a lock. What's Drummond's price on DraftKings now? It has to have, I imagine, come back down a little bit. 96, yeah, so it comes down. Yeah, I mean, nobody on Charlotte can stop Drummond today. The only person that stopped Drummond in the last game, which cost me a pretty good amount of money, score 340 on a slate, still don't cash out a ton with Drummond going for freaking 25 points. The man had 2 fouls in the first 5 minutes of the game. 3 fouls, actually, I think, in like the first 7 minutes of the game. So that doesn't help. I don't think there's going to be a lot of guys that'll force Drummond into foul trouble, or at least you can't project that, like a Steven Adams can on OKC. Yeah, Drummond's fine. What's Blake's price? It probably has not come up enough. Blake, 8,400. I lean Drummond there, even for 1,200 more. Kemba at 9,100. So let's look at all these guys, actually. Let's look at the overall pricing on this slate. Towns at 97. Yeesh. Towns is 9,700. Is his minutes coming down? Is that what it is? No, not really. 1 game. Hasn't been playing fantastic, but sheesh. No Luka. D'Angelo Russell, 9,300 against Indy. Not the greatest of matchups. They've already clinched, or not clinched, but yesterday pretty much got themselves into the playoffs. Aldridge, 8,500 seems very juicy against Cleveland. This is, again, my first time looking at these 5-game slate salaries. Focusing on the 8-game slate. Let me upload this. This has been ready to upload for a while now. This is the official breakdown video. Yeah, I think Kemba makes sense, Zach. When you have no Luka on a slate, when you have D'Angelo Russell $200 more, I think Kemba makes a lot of sense. I just don't know what the value options are in terms of getting up to 2 studs on a slate like this. So some of you guys might be better suited to know. This video is long, right? It is. This video is a long one. It is 38 minutes or so. But again, there's a ton of things on this slate. That is published. That is done. Agreed. Not saying it's a play in the game, but late season NBA, I would rather look towards more guaranteed minutes. Yeah, that makes sense. I think that Drummond's minutes are the most guaranteed, even with Blake back. They're just feeding him 37 minutes a game as the playoffs come. Now that they're pretty much locked into the playoffs, although I'm sure that they want to solidify that 100% and not 98%. But yeah, I totally agree. Kemba should be getting the minutes, and you can see them right there. And he is his whole team. Like, do not get that twisted. He is his whole team. Miles Bridges is not taking any production away, even if he plays well. Frank Kaminsky is one of the best players on this team right now. Like, he is his whole team. Yeah, I mean, when you look at this slate, it's pretty tough to feel good about a lot of things. You have DeLon Wright priced up. You have a pretty much 7K Wiggins, which is fine. You have guys that you want to get up to in Westbrook, but is there the value? Drummond, 9,600, still like that. Towns, 9,700. When you ask me to pick between Towns and Drummond, wow, that's tough. Drummond, by far the better matchup. I'd probably go Drummond there. Although Towns, the bigger ceiling in terms of he can go into the 70s, which Drummond, we have not seen that out of him. Yeah, I prefer Kemba over Russell. I prefer a big drop-off then to 8,500. I prefer Aldridge over Blake. Cleveland, that matchup is just so juicy with Tristan Thompson already out. What is Kevin Love at? 7,200. So if you get Kevin Love playing today, yeah, that's just great. That's great mid-range value. Probably the best mid-range play on the slate. Miles Turner's only 67 versus Brooklyn. I don't know if anybody said his name, but you should be saying his name, 67 versus Brooklyn. I don't have to tell you. Fantastic. Whoa. Yeah, Indy's in, Sean. What's going on, Sean? De'Aaron Fox, yay or nay? Sir Baby Farts. There you go. I said your name. De'Aaron Fox, yay. A lot. Yeah. What's the Indiana's playoff situation? Are they in or out? Sean, Indiana, they're already clinched. They're playing right now. They're the 3 seed, I believe, and they're pretty much like a game up on Boston, or half a game or tied. I don't know what it is. Was wondering why Cat is so cheap. I have no idea. It could be it's not definitely not a matchup thing. The pace up spot is good. The minutes for the most part have been there. Yeah, 9,700 Cat with 9,600 Drummond is the spot that is going to be probably the toughest to pick out of those guys. Same position, same price, pretty much. Look, you're going to get more consistency if Drummond stays out of foul trouble, which he should in this matchup versus Frank Kaminsky and Hernan Gomez. You're going to get more consistency in terms of minutes. Much more minutes are going to be coming Drummond's way today than Cat's, and potentially by 6 or 7, which leads me to like Drummond more even with Blake back. No worries on FanDuel. Love the show. Appreciate all your research. Thank you. Appreciate that, Hollins. Brooklyn, Orlando, Detroit, yeah, are all locked. Brooklyn, Orlando, Detroit, I think 6, 7, 8 respectively right now. Yeah, those are the 8 teams for the East, yeah. I think Brooklyn, they might have jumped Detroit because they won yesterday. That sounds about right. No minutes restrictions or injuries. Cat could be very underpriced. No, he is underpriced. Cat is extremely underpriced right now. The problem is, like, if you can get to Cat and Drummond today, that makes sense to me if you don't want to get up to a Westbrook. That makes sense to me. In this pace-up spot versus OKC, Cat is in a phenomenal spot to smash. Yeah, I think he's underpriced. Any Nets you like today, even though they're on a back-to-back? The back-to-back doesn't worry me. The Nets versus Indy, not a lot. $9,300 Russell. Obviously a play. LeVert has been very hot as of late. Is he in the 6K range yet? LeVert, 5,700. Only price comes up 100. He's been very productive as of late. So LeVert and Russell, I think you can throw in a Joe Harris or some sort of value that you want to look for. Harris's minutes you can see right here, very stable, 35 and 4 straight. Yeah, Harris has played big minutes. So if you want some sort of value, I'd rather pay $300 more for LeVert, who's more productive. But Harris at 5,100 is also in play. Turner minutes projection. I didn't project the 5 game slate, so I don't know. I would say 32, like if I had to, just off the back of my hand. Courtney Lee and MKG are fine value plays in the 5 game slate. Really all that I'm seeing for value, though. Yeah, I haven't looked into it. That makes sense. $3,500 Lee. I know MKG has been starting. He's 3,500 as well. Detroit, tough matchup. Playing big minutes or big-ish minutes. I'll have Drummond and Cat, same lineup for DK. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think you have to lean Drummond against Cat. $100 cheaper and better matchup. Faster pace does lean Cat. Drummond has something to play for, locking up playoffs versus 95%. I agree, but Cat has way more to play for his own right. He is playing for a third-team NBA spot, and every single game he goes out there and drops 35 and 15, it helps his cause over Rudy Gobert, over Vooch. Because right now it's going to be Embiid and Jokic for the first 2. If he gets a third-team NBA, he gets a huge incentive. It's like $5 million more a season or something like that. So I think Cat has way more to play for than Drummond in terms of their own individual motivation. And I like Cat's pace-up spot more. I don't think the $100 is that important, but I still do lean Drummond mainly because of minutes and matchup. I don't know who the hell on Charlotte is stopping Drummond from getting as many rebounds, 20-plus today, and as many points, 20-plus today, as he wants. But I think both are fine. Drummond and Cat is definitely solid. Yeah, I agree. Something I may look at. Thanks, guys. Never thought about it like that. No worries about Aldridge's minutes. No, I have no worries about them. Is there a reason to? Did he sit out? Again, haven't broken down too much into this. Ooh, that's a little scary, but those are 2 blowouts. So no worries about those minutes, although this should blow out too. How about Cousins? 8 minutes. What does that mean? What does 8 minutes mean? Fred. I'm probably going to get out of here, guys. I've been on the stream for 45 minutes. This always happens. What time is it? 11 o'clock? It's still early. Getting up early in the morning helps. Any news from Fantasy Labs yet in terms of any of these slates that I'm missing? Agreed on Cat take. Exactly what you were saying. I don't know who stops Drummond on Charlotte. Yeah, Zach. It's crazy, right? No Raptors will rest today. I guess that's important. Bradley's out, Sean. Avery Bradley is out today. C. Towers and Matt Berry. You should consider Sal Vetri for a position to work. Who's this in your fantasy breakdown department? I've never played Draftkings a day in my life, and I started this week, and watching breakdowns has helped me be successful. He's awesome. Damn, Kev, I don't know if you're watching this. That's awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, if people don't know, I'm trying to just work in any sort of fantasy role I can while also having the ability to do this on the side. I've had offers that would make me have to stop my YouTube stuff, and I just personally like it, right? I like doing live shows. I like making videos with my ring light, things like that. There'd be a lot that I would have to pretty much just let go, and if it gets to that point, maybe, but right now it's not something I'm looking towards. There's been some offers out there. There's there's somebody I'm now following that is doing, they just kind of post all sorts of jobs. Just showing this quick. NABJ Sports. So they just they just post jobs. It's dedicated to promoting diversity in American sports departments and providing programming to development. I think it's a great cause. I followed it just to see any job alerts that they post in terms of sports related. So that's pretty cool. I don't think Bradley's out. Yeah, Bradley's out. I'm almost positive. That's what I said in the video at least. So I could be wrong, but let's look. I'm like 95% sure Bradley's out today. We could find it momentarily. Tons of news when I was going through all this. I was like, damn. Yeah, right here. Avery Bradley remains out Sunday. There you go. Bradley is out. I'm watching this, LOL. You're welcome. No problem. Yeah, it says he's questionable, not out. We'll see after lock. No, Bradley's out. There you go. Fantasy Labs, it's easy to miss because there's not a picture by his name. I almost missed it. I usually do a double check every single day on the news. But Bradley is out. Remains out for Sunday with a shin. Damn, this video's been long. Or this stream. The video's up, so if you guys want to watch that, at least hit it with a thumbs up for me, even if you don't want to watch the whole thing. It helps other people see it, believe it or not. A lot of people say that. It doesn't help as much as people say it does. Like every video you watch will say it helps us extremely, or whatever channel it is, or whatever niche it is. It helps to an extent. YouTube's algorithm has changed. It's more so about consistency. So if I make a video every day, that helps me more so than if I get a ton of likes on a video. Thanks for finding that tweet. I must have missed that. Even had Labs notification on. Yeah, Zach. You know what's weird about Labs notifications? I have them on too, but I don't get all of them. And I have it set up to get all of them. Like I don't get all of them when I go through and look at them. So maybe if it like gets to a certain amount, it kind of just erases them. I don't know. But yeah, I don't get all. Like yesterday, I missed the Jimmy Butler out. I then saw it because I checked. But yeah, the ones without the names, maybe they don't come out. All right, any final questions? Because I got 4 hours. I'm going to break down into this 5-game slate a little more, focusing on the 8-game slate. Unless things get just absolutely crazy and wacky, I'll probably spend my Sunday doing other things. It's 67 degrees in the Northeast today, which is something that I cannot say has happened at all this year. So probably be outside. Appreciate you guys tuning in. A lot of you in here. So any last questions, just let me know. Hit me up on Twitter. Get in the Discord if you're not in there. I try and chat as much as I can in there. Clearly, other people are going to be chatting more than me just because I'm doing this sort of stuff. So yeah, any last questions, let them rip. Otherwise, I will chat with everybody in the Discord / tomorrow. I think it's a small NBA slate, but we'll cover it. In terms of baseball, I'm not there yet, but I will be there soon. Anything else? Anything else, just let me know. I'll give it another minute, and then I'll bounce. That is good. You can see all these job applications applying for some marketing gigs. Where's this 5-game slate? That's out of here. Enjoy the day. You too, Mike. You enjoy the day. So no Raptors will rest. That's all we got. So Raptors on the 5-game slate. The big slate, okay. All right. I'm out. Peace. Peace.